Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Joey Plays and Build, and today we are not going to play and build, but we're going to showcasing one of my parks that I've been building since the Marine Reptile Pack, and that is the Jurassic Tropical Paradise. So we are going to go deep dive into one of the deepest, darkest, dense jungle that Isla Nublar has to offer. It is a very quote-unquote restricted area, so be very cautious of what we're going to see here. I'm going to be your tour guide, and we're going to see some of the spectacular that we have here in this beautiful park. We're going to experience the mightiest, the terrifying, and the awe-inspiring natural world that we have in Isla Nublar. So please sit back, relax, and do enjoy this park tour video. And let's get started. Okay, before we get into the tour, we're gonna do a little recap of the last video. The last video we did was this huge open environment for multiple dinosaurs. If you guys remember, Triceratops, Apatosaurus, Gallimimus in the Great Valley. But if you guys remember, next door to it is the Alamosaurus and the Parasaurolophus. Well, I changed that, and now they're home to, well, the last video we didn't have any carnivores, right? So maybe we'll showcase who is living here before we get into the actual tour. So this environment used to be the Alamosaurus and the Parasaurolophus. Well, I changed that, and now they're living into another habitat, which I will showcase in the future. So who is living in this area? It's none other than the Acrocanthosaurus. We have two of them here, male and female. And I figured we didn't have a carnivore in the last video, so we have one here. But the Acrocanthosaurs aren't the only dinosaur here living in this huge habitat. And we're in the viewing dome, and you can see we have a group of Monolophosaurus, one of our smallest carnivores here. These guys are very dangerous, so being in a viewing dome, I think it's very safe for our guests to see these wonderful dinosaurs. And you and I have a hard time looking at them as well, because we have placed their meat source right in front of your vision so you could see them eating as well. And don't you worry, the Alamosaurus and the Parasaurolophus are safe. They're now transported into a huger environment. But yeah, the Acrocanthosaurus and the Monolophosaurus. So I guess it's time to head into the deeper side of Isla Nublar. Very dark, very dense. And I'm gonna showcase all of their inhabitants and how to get into the park. So as I mentioned in the first episode, there's multiple entrances into this park, and this is one of them. And the only way to go from one destination to another is by a Jurassic Park tour. So here are the settlements, their hotels. You could get a grab a bite to eat, drinks, because once you get into the park, you can't bring any food, you can't bring any snacks, any drinks whatsoever. The reason why is because these dinosaurs are wild and are dangerous. If you feed them food, most likely they will ask for more. So I advise you to get whatever you want, eat it, and then we'll go into the ride. So without further ado, let's go in. Now, the first habitat we'll see is a very lush and dense forest covered by trees, fruits, and wildlife. What type of wildlife? Some is a very skittish yet colorful Struthiomimus. The shy yet pretty brave Gigantospinosaurus. And right in the deep depths of the forest, there is a giant dinosaur. Somewhere that is sneaking and hiding. Very territorial. Oh, if you have seen it, please do get a lot of pictures, because usually you will not see it again. The Therizinosaurus. They're very rare and very dangerous. And you could see why it's in the restricted area of the park. They're not afraid to attack anyone that they feel like they're going to be threatened. But despite their intimidating size, they pretty much eat seeds, plants, and ferns. They're not interested in our meat. But they're not afraid to lash anyone if they feel like we're intimidating them. So I think it's best to keep our distance. And the only way to see them is by a viewing dome. Now again, these are wild dinosaurs, so you might have to be a little bit of patience to see some of our extraordinary creatures. Like a Struthiomimus here. Okay, so we are at the stop at one of the rest areas that we have in our park. Now, like I said earlier, there is no food, snacks, drinks, whatever into the ride. So if you feeling a little bit hungry, thirsty, or you need to go to the restroom, this is one of the opportunities to go. It is a very nice, relaxing stop. Maybe you're feeling tired, just want to sit down, or you want to have dinner with the family, or if you want to stay here for a couple of days, there's some hotels that we have here. I think it's a best way to have a lovely night seeing one of our famous dinosaurs and landscape. But if you notice right here, we have this tower. It is one of our attractions. It's a zip line. Now, what does this zip line leads to? Well, stick around at the end of the video because we're going to showcase what is up into that area. But it's one of our favorite attractions here. The guests love it. We could see some of the dinosaurs in a very bird's eye view, but we will continue with the tour. So without further ado, let's head into the second part of the tour. Now we're in the deepest of the rainforest, and I don't know if you could catch a glimpse there. It's one of our most mightiest titanosaurs here, the Dreadnoughtus. Again, these are very shy and get scared quite easily, so please do remain in your seats. They will not bother you if you don't bother them. And it's one of the reasons why we don't allow guests to run or walk freely into this type of environment. But with the Jurassic Park tour, the log viewing dome, and the viewing dome itself, you could see these dinosaurs without bothering them and see them living into their natural habitat. So let's explore some of the dinosaurs. One of them is the most elegant and beautiful, the Aurora Titan, the giant swan. And again, it is very skittish. So I do please advise, do not try to threaten the dinosaurs. And as you can see, the Jeep tour is struggling to get in because it is in the middle of one of our giant Titanosaurus, the Dreadnoughtus. We do have a long viewing dome, so if you think the Jurassic tours are quite a little bit dangerous, there is a safer way to see our dinosaurs. The dome viewing dome is more to get you a chance to see them up close and personal, seeing them, their behaviors, the way they eat, the way they drink, without giving them a startle. And behold, one of the most rarest dinosaurs from Niger is the Nigersaurus. One of my favorite dinosaurs personally, a very small sauropod, and they love to hang out in some of the deepest dens of the forest. And they get startled really easily. And here is our second stop. Here is where you see some of the dinosaurs with the viewing domes and the viewing log domes. And there's that zip line again. But we'll continue with the Jurassic Park tour with our third and final stop. So, just like the second stop, the third stop is basically another relaxation. If you guys are hungry, thirsty, or need to go to the restroom, there is a stop for here. We have our viewing domes and viewing logs, and there's a lot of people here, so they really love this spot. So, there's a lot of attractions for you guys to see some of our creatures. And again, we have more hotels for you guys to enjoy. We also have some fun activities for the kids, everything. So we have some of our view of the cliffside, and that's another attraction for another time. But what makes people rushing in into this is the view of the dinosaurs. Now, obviously, the Jeep tour could be a quite dangerous. Maybe in the viewing log or viewing dome is also a little bit dangerous, especially for the kids. But there's a safer way to see some of our dinosaurs in a long distance way. And as you can see right here, a herd of Dreadnoughtus. I think this is a safer way for your family to see the dinosaurs. Maybe if you guys want to grab a bite to eat, there are some seating areas here and seeing one of the best view in our park. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think? It's pretty spectacular. But that is not the end of the tour. As I mentioned, there's a zip line, and that zip line goes across to that area. However, I think it's best way to see whatever is in that area when we head into night. So let's go ahead and wait a little bit, enjoy the view, enjoy our dinosaurs, grab a bite to eat, maybe register a hotel if you want to, and I'll see you guys during night. Now, a little bit of context about this island. Isla Nublar is an island filled with volcanoes, active volcanoes. But here in Jurassic World, we try to provide an
Oh!
area where it's
Whoa!
not exclusive to active volcanoes. So rest assured, our area is safe and there is no active volcanoes in sight. What we're going in is more of a light show, and depending where you at, you would either go to a zip line. However, it isn't for everyone. If you're feeling nauseous, sickness, pregnancy, or injury or disability, there is a safer tour ride to get into the mountain. Now, it is exclusive only for days, so I think there is a good reason for you guys to stay in order to see a lovely night show. Now, the mountain or the volcano is only open around 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. So, yeah, if you're only staying in the day, you will not able to see it, but I assure you it is worth your time. Anyways, without further ado, let's go into the zip line and see the volcano attraction. So we are in the upper side of the mountain. You could see the glimpse down there as our wild restricted area. Now we only have two exhibits to showcase as of yet here in our park, but it will grow more plants and construction. But once you head over here, you'll see some of our dinosaurs, not really nocturnal, but they are indicating with some of the famous lights we could provide here. Now, of course, Isla Nublar is a volcanic island. I think it's best to represent with our lights with some lovely red, orange, and reddish color textures. So let's go into one of these hotels, see what we have. And right there, if you stay in our hotels, you can get a good glimpse of some of the view that we have in our island. So what kind of species that we have here that is inhabit in here in this area? Now, although they aren't really nocturnal, the Amargasaurus do spend their days at night grazing. So guest viewers who love to chill at night will get a good glimpse of them eating. It's very rare for them to graze at day because of predators and migration, but at night they feel more safe to fill their bellies. So here's our Margosaurus right now. And again, the lights really do indicate a magma sorts. So if you can't see the dinosaurs from afar, hopefully the lights do help you guide the Amargasaurus. Well, if we continue over here, this is the actual attraction that people were dying to see. And this is the Dimetrodon volcano habitat. Kind of represents the Great Dian all the way back in the late Permian period. And you could see the volcano once you get up over here. Showcase of some of the light works that our crew have provided. An estimated worker took them 2 years to finally contract. But if you hear the hissing in the background, that's when the true surprise is. The Dimetrodon. Lovely creatures. Again, not really nocturnal animals, but they do prefer hunting at night. They're not really fast, so they're more stealthy hunters. They're they can ambush their prey without even knowing them, and nighttime is really their biggest advantage. And the only way to see them is by night, so I do recommend register a hotel to see these wonderful, magnificent animals. The tapaharas are also gliding, curious to see what is going on. And we have a pteranodon there. Let's go down and see the below surface of the habitat. And once you're satisfied, go back into the zip line. That some of the attractions are closed at night. We do have to respect our dinosaurs' privacy, and they don't want to be bothered at night. But there are some attractions that you can visit in the park that is only exclusive at night, so please do stay tuned for that. Anyways, that is the volcano habitat, and I think this wraps up the tour for today's episode. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. This is actually a long time coming. Been building this park since the first, since the marine species pack. So I think it's time to wrap this up. I do suggest, please do leave a like. I'm really excited that I finally can showcase this park. Anyways, the next video we're going to do, or the next episode, is going to be here, the mud flats. Now, it's a little bit different than how I built it like 2 months ago, and because it is, but hopefully you guys can stay tuned for episode 3 because we're gonna showcase the mud flats, we're gonna showcase that aviary, and we're gonna showcase the rest of the volcano attraction over there. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next build.